These people will look at all of this stuff and get so fucking close. Like, well, what do you... How? How did you basically fucking describe everything correctly and then just got it so fucking wrong? I don't think it's that bad to have a little bit of conspiratorial thinking. It's just that you can't just like be at the mercy of that, okay? And dudes that fucking get primed by this are so close. They just need the correct bow to tie it all together. They're close, yet so far away. Holy, that is so crazy. I feel like you aren't a subject matter expert. Are you a subject matter expert? I'm not. I'm not a subject matter expert in most things. I'm just exercising critical thinking, okay? That's it. It's not like a superpower. It's just something that I try to instill in other people as well with regular frequency. The problem here is, you know who else is not a subject matter expert? The random fucking cop that says, oh, I saw a drone and I got fearful. But the difference is they treat him as though he is a subject matter expert in this situation. Do you understand? He has institutional authority. So you are predisposed to believing him because you think he has first-hand accounts, and because he's a cop, you think, oh, he probably knows what he's talking about. We forget that our institutions across the board are not infallible. Our institutions across the board are run by fucking dumbasses. Look at the Bellevue mayor. You know? Look at the congressional hearings that took place and how mad the New Jersey congresspersons were. And then you have the other problem. People that don't believe experts anyway. People that don't believe official organs of authority, official organs of communication. They don't believe it. And immediately assume the contrarian position. If the government is saying this, it must be fake. And then you have people who think, oh, this is a distraction. This is a distraction for this and that. It's a distraction away from Gaza. It's a distraction. A deliberately crafted conspiracy to make people forget about Luigi Mangione or some shit. And no, I don't think it's that. Especially because Americans are so fucking stupid. And the way that the media cycle works, especially with TikTok and especially with social media now, is that there's already a finite amount of time that people can pay attention to a single news story anyway. They don't need to do anything to move on to the next thing. Sometimes it's kismet. Sometimes things just get together, okay? And our pattern recognition focused minds end up thinking that there is this broad, grand conspiracy. There must be some reason for why it's happening. When it just happens to be a perfect scenario. And I'll give you the best example, going back to the United Healthcare CEO killer, Luigi Mangione, 286. Okay, you're right. Alleged. Moran said alleged. Alleged CEO killer. Okay, 286. The Bible verse for 286. The Pokemon that he had on his account was a 286 Pokemon. He was following 286 people. What does this mean? It must be a real conspiracy. And the thing is, the problem is like what you're doing is assigning value to a number and hyper focusing on that number. And you're basically, I mean, this is like early signs of schizophrenia for the record. Like this kind of numerical pattern recognition is yeah, Murat said, or becoming a Swiftie. Altoona is 286 miles from Midtown Manhattan. The denial code for insurance is 286. And sometimes it's just, you know, it just happened to be like that. Okay? Oh, this is the one, yeah. Ensure. You're believing a guy who wrote ensure denial code. A German guy. He's posted 286 times, bro. Altoona is 286 miles away from Midtown Manhattan. What does this mean? Yeah, look, his cousin is following 286 people. If you don't see the connection, you are the insane one here. Yes, you're right. I am insane for not thinking that this is not thinking that there's a pattern here. Everybody wants to be in on a secret. Everybody wants to be in on a secret that nobody else has been able to figure out. Everybody also wants to like have a neat little narrative that is perfectly wrapped with a bow that explains everything. Everyone wants to believe that there is like some grand conspiracy behind everything that's going on. And I think sometimes it makes people lose sight of like very simple pattern recognition that is unfolding right in front of their eyes. Okay? I'm scared. Not because we arrived at this like secret conspiracy. I'm scared that so many people are just like genuinely fucking looking at all this stuff and breaking their brains. They're looking too hard. Here, this is a great Nick Mullen bit about conspiracies, okay? It's the best. It's so good.
It's funny, I think about it. That's probably where my conspiratorial thinking started. Was when I was a young boy at the public pool. Because you remember that? You remember going to the pool? There would always be like a teacher's pet kid that was like, you know, if you pee in the pool, there's a chemical in the water that turns your pee red, and the lifeguard will see it and they'll send you to jail, right? And then you're like, oh my God, no, I don't want to go to jail. I'm 6. I can't. I'll be raised. I can't be a 6-year-old in jail.
So you think there's nothing to this? I don't know. On the spectrum, too many coincidences for my taste. There is the answer. I think I get it now. There is no coincidence whatsoever. There we go. We lost another one. We lost another one. Even in the process of me dismissing these fucking idiotic claims, we lost another one. What do you think is more likely? That a dude who's at the age of 26, okay, fuck the 8, 2 and 6. Luigi Mangione is 26 years old. What happens when you're 26? You lose your parents' health care, okay? Dude has a fucking back surgery. It fucks his life up. He posts on Reddit all the goddamn time. He fucks off to Japan for a couple months. His friends don't know where the fuck he is. And he's actively radicalized by the recovery process. And in that process, he develops an understandable resentment that seemingly virtually every single American that is not like Jake Tapper or a CNN commentator or a New York Times op-ed writer understood immediately, only seconds after it took place. All people needed to know was the name of the victim or the profession of the victim. They knew that he was a CEO of a healthcare company, and everyone was like, oh, I know what happened here. I wonder why everyone so quickly understood exactly what the fuck was going on. That's it. That's it. It doesn't need to be that much more insane. Not just Americans, the entire Western world, like it's insane. I know. Bad take. I'm already digging up the silver bars in my backyard to buy 286 coin, and I'm going to the drone parade. Absolutely think there's nothing to 286, but him putting words on the bullet really does fuck with your head a little because it's so extra. I don't think it's that extra. Yeah, he wanted... Dude, this wasn't like a random guy that he killed. He very clearly had a hit in mind. He very clearly had a target in mind. A healthcare CEO. It seems like he was aware of the United Healthcare being one of the worst, at denials. Okay, allegedly. Like he very clearly had intention behind what he was doing. Maybe not the best writer. You know, I'm not here to fucking. I'm not here to criticize his prose. Okay. But like very clearly he had a message in mind, okay? And people got the message very quickly.
I won't stand a chance. I don't know. Right, so you don't pee in the pool, right? And then everybody's getting fucking UTIs because of this one liar, this piece of shit fucking liar. And then halfway through the summer, there's like one brave summer day where you're like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going for it, right? And then you look down and it's fine, and you're like, dude, fuck the government, man. Yeah. 9/11 was an inside job. Now I know the truth. I'll march right up to Donald Rumsfeld and piss my pants in his face. I don't care. I got... What happened to the 9/11 guys? I guess they were just proven right. That's a... Now it's just common knowledge. You just go up to somebody's grandma, you're like, you know George Bush is a lizard? And they're like, yes, I know. They're all lizards, and they did 9/11. I know. I'm fully aware, thank you. The 9/11 conspiracy guys, they had a weird trajectory, right? Because they kind of like, they really just like fell off hard and fast. Remember it was like the year after 9/11, they were producing like feature-length, beautiful documentaries on YouTube. That was the only thing on YouTube when it started. It was like child pornography and then beautiful 9/11 documentaries.
True.
And now it's the biggest company in the world. Yeah, they made these great documentaries, and then 3 years after that, a 9/11 conspiracy theorist was just the dumbest guy you know, folding up a $20 bill, trying to show you... trying to show you an optical illusion. Do you know any guys like that? I had a friend that would do that. I'd be like, dude, you gotta see this. This is gonna blow your mind.
Dude, I think like Zeitgeist specifically was like Loose Change and Zeitgeist for my fucking like prepubescent mind was like lasers, okay? Oh my God, dude, it was fucking lasers. God damn, dude. It was unironically, like, it was so instructive in my development. If you were to ask me a single thing from any of those documentaries, I can't remember a goddamn thing. But at the time, it was like, the fucking torrented Zeitgeist rip. And I think Zeitgeist wasn't as crazy as like Loose Change. I think was Zeitgeist the one that was like I can't remember what it was. One of them wasn't that bad. One of them was like low key not that bad. It was I mean there's varying degrees. There's varying degrees of like psychotic shit. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Zeitgeist was the one that was like the normal one that was like, we should look into the Saudis. Yeah, and it's weird that that these guys were basically, one of them was anti-Semitic, the other one wasn't. That's how I remember it. And I can't remember if Zeitgeist was the one that was I mean, they both devolve into batshit crazy conspiratorial thinking. There's no way you can have just like, there's no way you can have like any normal 9/11 documentary. Okay, I guess unless it's like what's it called? The book, the one that isn't a conspiracy. It was the Burning Tower. Was it the Looming Tower? No, I think it was. Yeah, the Looming Tower. The Looming Tower. Al Qaeda on the road to 9/11. My English teacher made everyone in class watch Zeitgeist, and I was nearly brainwashed by it. He also made us make essays on it and nearly convinced us.
He spends all his time folding up a $20 bill. He shows it to me. He's like, doesn't it look like the tower's on fire? It's like, no, it looks like your parents should switch to direct deposit. I don't know what's going on. Why they're giving you cash to do this with. But that was always so funny to me because it's like, what do you think happened, right? Like the fucking CIA was like, okay, plan's ready to go. Ready to blow up the World Trade Center. There's only one step left. The clues. Yep. Yeah, it's clue time. It's time to get the clues out there. So we're going to have the Treasury team up with Mad Magazine to create a fold-in on the money.
He's such a boomer for making a Mad Magazine reference, but I mean, yes, this is a fantastic joke.
Tip off this unemployed man. He's going around, he's like, look, it's the Illuminati. And you're like, actually, it's origami. It's origami.
Yeah. The folding the $20 9/11 tower thing is a boomer reference. I know. Charlie talked about how he watched Zeitgeist when he was 14 and he thought it was so cool. He turned into a presentation for his 9th grade class. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad to have a little bit of conspiratorial thinking. It's just that you can't just like be at the mercy of that. Okay. Like if that is something that sparks a curiosity, a fascination in your mind, like a little bit of that is healthy where you're like, let me investigate this stuff further. But if you don't have any critical thinking associated with it, you can find yourself in the whims of like, the Jews did it so quickly. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah. Dipping your toes in those waters, at least for me, was helpful in the way that I viewed the world. Okay? It was a healthy curiosity and a healthy skepticism. But the issue is, I think, people mistake that healthy curiosity with unhealthy.
At this moment.
What is this? This was the Zoomer Zeitgeist, the lie we live. What is this? It received over 26 million views. However, a music company put a copyright claim. What is this? What the fuck is this about? I've never even encountered this before. Of course, Zeitgeist was like 8 fucking hours long, 3 different fucking documentaries, but then for the Zoomers, this has to be an 8-minute YouTube video. Great. And for Generation Alpha, it's going to be a TikTok. For Gen Alpha, it's going to be a TikTok. For the generation that comes after Gen Alpha, it's just going to be one word. An AI summary. What is this about? Zeitgeist 2 and 3 are actually legit. The second one talks about the monetary system, and the third one introduces me to systemic solutions for systemic problems and how structural violence is prevalent. It had Robert Sapolsky and Gabor Mate the goats. What is this about?
Could be anywhere, doing anything. Instead, you sit alone before a screen. So what's stopping us from doing what we want, being where we want to be? Each day we wake up in the same room and follow the same path to live the same day as yesterday. Yet at one time, each day was a new adventure. Along the way, something changed. Before our days were timeless, now our days are scheduled. Is this what it means to be grown up? To be free? But are we really free? Food, water, land, the very elements we need to survive are owned by corporations. There's no food for us on trees, no fresh water in streams, no land to build a home. If you try and take what the earth provides, you'll be locked away. So we obey their rules. We discover the world through a textbook. For years we sit and regurgitate what we're told, tested and graded, like subjects in a lab. Raised not to make a difference in this world, raised to be no different. Smart enough to do our job, but not to question why we do it. So we work and work, left with no time to live the life we work for. Until a day comes.
Dude, everything, this guy is literally, what's really sad about a lot of these conspiracies is that, like, there is one conspiracy, okay? And I don't mean like a conspiracy theory. I mean like people conspiring, okay? It's just capitalism. And because of an endless amount of Red Scare propaganda, these people will look at all of this stuff and get so fucking close to just being like, yeah, the system is basically designed to keep you servile, docile, work till the day you fucking die. And all of the natural resources that are bountiful and plenty are directly shut off from you. But instead of recognizing that it's just capitalism, they'll turn around and be like, and the solution is drinking raw milk and buying Iraqi dinar. Like, well, what do you, how? Like, how did you basically fucking describe everything correctly? and then just got it so fucking wrong. How is that possible? And yeah, the Iraqi dinar is a substitute, by the way. It can be, it's crypto now. All right? It's cryptocurrency, various different cryptocurrencies.
When we are too old to do our job, it is here we're left to die. Our children take our place in the game. To us, our path is unique, but together we are nothing more than fuel. The fuel that powers the elite who hide behind the logos of corporations. This is their world, and their most valuable resource is not in the ground. It is us. We build their cities. We run their machines. We fight their wars.
Bro, this is just Das Kapital. Like, reductive so far. It's like the one, like, there is no value without labor. You are labor. You are the labor force.
After all, money isn't what drives them. It's power. Money is simply the tool they use to control us. Worthless pieces of paper we depend on to feed us, move us, entertain us. They gave us money, and in return, we gave them the world. Where there are trees that cleaned our air, are now factories that poison it. Where there was water to drink, is toxic waste that stinks. Where animals ran free, are factory farms where they are born and slaughtered endlessly for our satisfaction. Over 1 billion people are starving, despite us having enough food for everybody. Where does it all go? 70% of the grain we grow is fed to the animals you eat for dinner. Why help the starving? You can't profit off them. We are like a plague sweeping the earth, tearing apart the very environment that allows us to live. We see everything as something to be sold, as an object to be owned. But what happens when we have polluted the last river, poisoned the last breath of air, have no oil for the trucks that bring us our food? When will we realize money can't be eaten, that it has no value? We aren't destroying the planet, we're destroying all life on it. Every year, thousands of species go extinct, and time is running out before we're next. If you live in America, there's a 41% chance you'll get cancer. Heart disease will kill 1 out of 3 Americans. We take prescription drugs to deal with these problems, but medical care is the 3rd leading cause of death, behind cancer and heart disease. We're told everything can be solved by throwing money at scientists so they can discover a pill to make our problems go away. But the drug companies and cancer societies...
Dog, this is not AI voiceover slop. It's from fucking 2017. Okay, calm down. Or from 2015. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know about medical care being the 3rd cause of death. I don't know what he means by that. But like every single thing that he's talking about is not incorrect. I just want to know what he's going to tie it back to.
Rely on our suffering to make a profit. We think we're running for a cure, but really we're running away from the cause. Our body is a product of what we consume, and the food we eat is designed purely for profit. We fill ourselves with toxic chemicals, the bodies of animals infested with drugs and diseases. But we don't see this. The small group of corporations that own the media don't want us to. Surrounding us with a fantasy we're told is reality. It's funny to think humans once thought the Earth was the center of the universe. But then again, now we see ourselves as the center of the planet. We point to our technology and say we're the smartest. But do our computers, cars, and factories really illustrate how intelligent we are? Or do they show how lazy we become? We put this civilized mask on, but when you strip that away, what are we? How quickly we forget only within the past 100 years did we allow women to vote, allow blacks to live as equals. We act as if we're all-knowing beings, yet there's much we fail to see. We walk down the street ignoring the little things, the eyes who stare, the stories they share, seeing everything as a background to me. Perhaps we fear we're not alone, that we're a part of a much bigger picture. But we fail to make the connection. We're okay killing pigs, cows, chickens, strangers.
I think this guy is just a fucking vegan, dude. I don't have any... Okay, yes, he said blacks, chat. Fucking... I know, it's weird. Okay, I know. I know. God, okay, listen. So far, I want to know what he's going to tie all this shit back to. But so far, there's no... Like, I don't have any issues with this at all, okay?
Just from foreign lands. But not our neighbors. Not our dogs or cats. Those we have come to love and understand.
Yeah, he's definitely a vegan, though. Holy shit, he talks so much about, like, animal welfare. It is crazy how much he's factored. How much he's, like, talked about animal welfare is, like, Not that it's, wrong. I don't think he's wrong at all. He is correct. But his hyper focus on animal welfare leads me to believe that he's just like, trying to fucking slam some vegan agitprop in here.
We call other creatures stupid, yet we point to them to justify our actions. But does killing simply because we can, because we always have, make it right? Or does it show how little we've learned, that we continue to act out of primal aggression, rather than thought and compassion?
Yeah, I mean, we don't act out of primal aggression when we're doing imperialism. Like, that's what I mean. This is why I'm saying, like, I don't think this guy is I don't think this person is a socialist at all. It's just like he's also, yeah, these guys are hunting. There's definitely a very good reason for them to be out there with spears. You know what I mean?
One day, the sensation we call life will leave us. Our bodies will rot, our valuables recollected. Yesterday's actions will remain. Death constantly surrounds us. Still, it seems so distant from our everyday reality. We live in a world on the verge of collapse. The wars of tomorrow will have no winners. For violence will never be the answer. It will destroy every possible solution. If we all look at our innermost desire, we will see our dreams are not so different. We share a common goal, happiness. We tear the world apart looking for joy, without ever looking within ourselves. Many of the happiest people are those who own the least. But are we really so happy with our iPhones, our big houses, our fancy cars? We've become disconnected, idolizing people we've never met. We witness the extraordinary on screens, but ordinary everywhere else. We wait for someone to bring change, without ever thinking of changing ourselves. Presidential elections might as well be a coin toss. It's two sides of the same coin. We choose which face we want, and the illusion of choice, of change is created. But the world remains the same. We fail to realize the politicians don't serve us. They serve those who fund them in the power. We need leaders, not politicians. But in this world of followers, we have forgotten to lead ourselves. Stop waiting for change, and be the change you want to see.
Oh my God. It's like Bush morphing into Obama is some devious work. I just like vegan anarcho-primitivist. I can see that.
We didn't get to this point by sitting on our asses. The human race survived not because we are the fastest or the strongest, but because we work together. We have mastered the act of killing. Now let's master the joy of living.
This is the most annoying dude at your service job. I mean, he's like, this is, and dudes that fucking get primed by this are so close. They just need the correct bow to tie it all together. They're close, yet so far away. Okay? Stuff like this, if left unchecked, arguments like this being made by your coworkers, this is the most coworker ass argument. Probably the wokest coworker that you have, and most likely the most annoying coworker you have, okay, is if not examined, if not led to its ultimate conclusion, will lead people so far down the craziest fucking rabbit holes, okay? This is literally, I mean, people are saying this is 2016 Joe Roganism. You're 100% right. And look at 2024 Joe Rogan. Okay? I think one of the biggest mistakes that America engaged in, its biggest self-own, was completely dominating the communication sphere and shutting off every matter of like materialist analysis and socialist learning. Just like shutting off virtually every single American, virtually every single person in the Western world from ever developing an understanding. You don't have to be a card-carrying communist at all. But like the very fact that this was like not allowed, and not only was it not allowed, but also just actively discouraged, actively vilified, is the reason why people constantly find themselves like looking for answers to why everything is happening. They feel the anger, They feel the pain. They feel the monotony of daily existence. And then they have no solution for it. They have no way of understanding why things are happening. Okay? And while it is very beneficial for capital owners to keep the masses sedated, away from recognizing like why they have so much frustration, anger, resentment, why they feel so much pain, it also ends up completely shutting them off from that solution, a materialist understanding of the world, and makes them seek out other answers. And when you seek out other answers, you are almost always going to go back to good-bad dynamics. Why is all this control happening? Because some people are bad. They're just intrinsically bad. They're irredeemably bad. They're ontologically evil. Okay? They're ontologically evil. Who is the they? And the they, for many conspiratorial-minded people, almost always goes back to the Jews. Now, in recent years, people have tried to move the they to more appropriate vectors of hate. Trans people, undocumented people, Muslims, right? But ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's not the appropriate. It's not the real problem. It's not those who are actually in control. Okay?
About saving the planet. The planet will be here.
When I say appropriate vectors of hate, I don't mean like it's actually appropriate to hate on these groups. I mean that society has deemed these marginalized groups to be appropriate to hate because it's not disruptive. It is not disruptive to those who control society, capital owners under capitalism, and they're not actually voluntarily behaving this way. They're not aware. I mean, there is a lot more class consciousness among those who own capital, for sure, than the average working class person. Having said that, however, I don't think that these people are like, I want to be evil, and that's why I want to be a CEO to do evil shit. Or, ooh, I can't wait for, this policy to be implemented just so we can dominate the poors more. No, it's just like it's taught as though it's normal. The system that we exist under is perfectly normal and good. And there are no alternatives. And if there were any other alternatives, those alternatives would be scary and bad and evil, like socialism. Okay? So then, when you have no access to an alternative mode of thinking, and you are stuck within the confines of permissible pro-capitalist boundaries, you're inevitably going to look for villains. Yeah, billionaires aren't inherently evil. They're just mediums through which the flow of capital operates. Exactly.
Whether we are or not. Earth has been around for billions of years. Each of us will be lucky to last 80. We are a flash in time, but our impact is forever.
I often wish I lived in an age before computers, when we didn't have screens to distract us. But I realize there's one reason why this is the only time I want to be alive. Because here today we have an opportunity we never had before.
The internet gives us the power to share a message and unite millions around the world.
While we still can, we must use our screens to bring us closer together rather than farther apart.
For better or worse, our generation will determine the future of life on this planet. We can either continue to serve this system of destruction until no memory of our existence remains, or we can wake up, realize we aren't evolving upwards, but rather falling down. We just have screens in our faces so we don't see where we're heading. This present moment is what every step, every breath, and every death has led to. We are the faces of all who came before us. And now it is our turn. You can choose to carve your own path or follow the road.
Yeah, I mean, this is hyper-individualistic garbage at the end of it, okay? I wonder what COVID did to this guy. How much you want to bet he's pumping out content that is blaming Jews now? I'd be shocked if he... The stupidity of modern conspiracies. Conservatives need to evolve past religion. Culture war is a lie, before and after. How immigration ruined Canada. Feminist versus hate speech. How to spot a racist. Is your child trans? Satire. A trans story with a twist. This TED Talk will transform your life. How progressives defeat you. DEI, how companies hire people today. Feminism's secret mission revealed. The secret woke training film. Why vegans annoy me even though I'm vegan. He's a Canadian vegan conspiracy theorist who is now like firmly in the right-wing ecosystem. The white decline, where is it? He has a white decline video? Oh, the white decline, black pride, white pride. Oh my God. He's an intactivist. Scroll down. Okay, that makes sense. That is the least shocking thing that I have. All his videos are something a 15-year-old realized for the first time and thinks he's a genius. Yeah. So anyway, we're not gonna watch the rest of the shit. We're not gonna watch the rest of his videos. My point is, yeah, at some point when he started questioning these grand conspiracies, these narratives, and the meaninglessness of existence. Okay, what's the urge to dunk on this leftist? Man, shut the fuck up. So far, you don't seem to have much on this guy. A guy who's anti-trans, who's hysterically fucking making 600 viewed YouTube videos about DEI. What a leftist this guy is. The entire point that I'm making is that that person could have turned out very differently. He isn't the zeitgeist guy. I never said he is the zeitgeist guy. Dude, what is happening in my chat today, man? Usually we're just all like, you understand what I'm presenting to you. You understand what I'm presenting to you. Right now, today, we got a bunch of people who are saying, oh, you said you don't like pancakes? You must mean you hate, or you must love waffles. Very fucking annoying. Sunday chatters is a different crowd, I know. There's hella people screaming you like waffles in the chat. God damn, dude. Holy shit.